Welcome to discussion number 5, video number 5. Integrating ideas through discussion. Now you have all your ideas, you have lots of new information, but now you want to expand your information. There are 3 levels of discussion in the book. Now, this is the second D, discussion. Remember, the first one is discover. You discovered the story, you discovered new ideas, you discovered your opinion, even expanded on your opinion. You discovered some arguments. You did a lot of discovering. And now, you want to talk about it. You want to integrate your information by answering questions. So the second 3D is discussion. You have a good base, and from the base you will prepare a graphic in the book called discussion graphic. The 3 levels of discussion is company, personal experience, and the last one is outside the box. So level 1 has 4 questions. Write answers that state your mind. Write long answers. Don't use 2 or 3 words. 2 or 3 words, that was for outline. But now you want to have longer answers so that you can give other people information, because that's part of this issue, is giving people more information. Information they can challenge, and they will do the same, so you can challenge back. That's the beginning of this. So, this is about company. Is this the only place this has happened? Using the word only? Does it happen anywhere else? Maybe you don't know. But in your ideas, I think you have an opinion. So, what's your answer? Would you like to work in this company? I know a lot of people who want to work with Coupang. I know students that I've had that work with FedEx. So, would you like to work in this company? Would you or your parents continue to order from this company if you read the story and you say, wow, it's a terrible company. We don't want to do that anymore. What about Amazon? Now, maybe you don't like Amazon and you don't like Coupang, but the price is maybe the reason you continue. I don't know. Write down the why and why not. Think of both. Don't just write one. Write both. Do you think you would get a promotion at Coupang? Maybe you're too lazy. Or maybe you don't have enough money to buy the truck. I don't know. But do you think you would get it? This is not about whether you will get it, have gotten it, even if you want to work for the company. The question is, do you think you would get the promotion if you were to work at Coupang, and why not? So this is just about the company. Level 2 is about experience. It expands the idea. So, maybe you don't like to work for the company. Maybe you would. So, what about the hardest job you've ever performed? Maybe you think Coupang is too hard. And challenge others' opinions in question 2 and 4, which is number 2, is a temporary job better than a full-time job? Try to get some disagreement and challenge it. Have you ever had a broken dream? What kind? Maybe a romance. Maybe it's you wanted to get an A+ in English. Maybe you wanted to, whatever dream you had. But now you don't think it's possible. Write down long answers. The key is long answers, so that when you present in class, people will have lots of information and they can challenge it and you can challenge them. This is the beginning of this back and forth challenge. Why do people continue to buy from Coupang? If it's a bad company, if you think that they are abusing the employees, why do people continue to buy? Create these answers so that you can have a little bit of challenge in class. And the third is relevance. The first two levels, expanded ideas in the story. The third goes outside the story to think of ideas that are not in the story, but maybe they offer a solution. So the questions are, what can we learn from this story? It's an abstract idea. You can say nothing? No, there's lots. You remember you had those 4 ideas right at the beginning of the first video. In this phenomena, is this a problem? Is this a continuing problem, a becoming problem? Is this a society problem? You write your answer. What could have stopped this from happening? People dying in the workplace because of whatever reason is never fun. And we can stop it. So how can we stop this from happening? What about Amazon? Research Amazon and see if they have the same issue. And how did they fix it? Was this a culture problem or just a bad business model? Remember, the first paragraph had business model right in the center. But was it a culture problem or a bad business model? We can't ignore culture. We can't ignore personal responsibility. So what social problems today can we see mirrored in this story? Is this a social problem? Just like, is this a culture problem? Is this a social issue? And can we change it? How can we stop this madness from happening in our society? Now you're thinking outside the box. The story is there, gives you basic ideas, the questions, write long answers. Because you want to discuss this, you want to get challenged in class, you want to challenge. The hard part is challenge. It's easy to agree. So now we want to start to begin to challenge. Get some ideas. Get that thinking in our head that we can challenge. Groupthink. Before you did a lot of individual things. Even those questions before. Now, you're in the groupthink process. In the graphic that you have in the book, you want to groupthink. Each side, you want one for everybody, choosing which side will you argue. You can choose for or against, pro or con. So as a team, you're all focused on the one, but then you have to separate each team member. Each team member will have their own argument. You don't all argue the same. Otherwise, you don't need more than one person. So you have to break it into pieces. That's what the group think. Create new questions for the graphic. There are some in the book, and create new ones. But use them to help you if you can't create new ones. In groups of class, develop questions and answers which will support your ideas. And then you follow it down. You follow it down. You have this, and then you have opposite, and then you have a rebuttal, and then you have... So we start graphing it out. And that's what your group think is all about. It's about the team. The team, each person having their own argument, each team having their own question, each team having an opposition. Keywords. We talked about this earlier. Keywords are important, and from your vocabulary you choose them to help you focus your idea. Competition is one good vocabulary. A lot of things in Coupang and Amazon, the competition. It's always about competition in the workplace. The workers are competing. And is it a bad business model or is it a good one? It's general enough, means it's not specific, it's very general, and it's good for discussion because there are many ideas about competition. Write them down. I won't tell you. This is about you generating ideas for your team. Understanding the idea of risk and how we use it today allows the development of the topic from the past to the present. Risk is not for everybody, but the risk of failure, like Coupang is not making any money, is always there. So what about the idea of risk? In competition, competition is about risk. Competition is about training. Competition is about being effective. When developing an argument, ideas need to transcend time. So we go from the topic from the past to the present, transcending time. It's not stuck with the past tense or the present or the future. It has to fit all those together without any barriers. So the idea may be the same, but ideas change and evolve. So the object changes, but the idea is the same. Amazon had a good business model, but Coupang trying to copy it isn't doing a good job. So consider this when you are thinking about common elements. For review, prepare longer answers to the questions in levels 1 to 3. That takes a little bit of time. You want longer answers. So give yourself a lot of time to think about this. Be prepared to challenge others' opinions for questions 2 and 4. When you come to class, be prepared to challenge and be prepared to be challenged. Third, prepare solutions for the problems. Everybody complains. Not many people have solutions. What is your solution in level 3? That's the hard part. Level 3 goes outside the box, and it's a good place to offer solutions. Prepare, number 4, prepare new questions as a group for your position. Create everybody having one area to focus. If one is competition, create a competition idea. Prepare new questions and talk about it. Choose words to focus on for the vocabulary list. So, if you choose words to focus on, like competition, that's your key focus. That's your argument focus. Your word. Compete, competition, use it often. That's your focus. And every person will have their own. Thank you. Thank you for watching video 5. I hope that you have time to do all those questions. There's a lot of work this time. And be ready to challenge questions 2 and 4. Prepare to do that when you come. Your teacher can give you advice, can give you direction, and encourage you, stimulate you to challenge. Challenge is the hard part. Vocabulary, choose those words carefully. They are very important in your argument. See you soon.